Now what we're going to do is we're gonna build off of what we just did. So we're going to start, in this particular drill, we're going to both start with our right leg as our lead leg forward. So we both have our right legs forward. Now, with one thing with Chinese boxing that I notice a little different than when I train kickboxing is we switch our legs a little bit. Okay, the techniques kind of work very well on both sides. So you can play around with it and see what leg you want to do. I just think for the angle of the camera, we're going to start with our right, both having our right leg as our lead leg. And what I'm dealing with now is I want to punch Eli in the face. But every time I try to punch him, his lead hand is in the way. So we're going to talk about defeating this lead hand so I can punch him. So for example, if I punch here, oh, there's his hand in the way. If I punch here, now he blocked me, right? So what I'm going to do is going to depend on the kind of energy he gives me. And what I mean by that is if I punch and he pushes really hard, well, that's that rolling back fist, right? So if I feel him push, oh, rolling back fist. If I try to punch and he just kind of holds his ground here, okay, I feel him right now. I don't know if you guys can't see this on camera, but I feel him kind of pushing at me a little bit. I feel that. So when I feel that, that's a pull-and punch. Because I'm taking his energy and I'm using it against him. If he just kind of holds his ground, like that's how I fight. So someone throws a punch at me and I just tuck my chin, I hold my down. Because I boxed for a long time, I did Thai boxing for a long time. Which, by the way, a lot of Thai boxers and boxers think like Wing Chun and Chinese martial arts and Jeet Kune Do is kind of like it doesn't work. But I've trained with some really, really high-level Wing Chun guys and Kung Fu guys that made this stuff work in matches back when I was young and in shape and fighting. And so it definitely can work, just to throw that out there. So here we are. I feel this energy of him pushing at me. Well, that's a pull-and punch. If I feel him holding his ground the way I would probably do it, chin down, holding it, that's a trap and punch. So now I'm coming in here. When I do that trap and punch, you've got to hit by the elbow or the tricep, okay? There we go, boom. If I feel him pushing his hand that way, that's a rolling back fist again, but it's an outside rolling back fist, right? So the drill that you can do for yourself, or if you're an instructor with students, is once they feel a little comfortable with this, and Eli hasn't practiced this in many years, right? If ever, but I'm going to have him try it, okay? So he hasn't practiced this. We didn't practice this beforehand. Right before we turned on the camera, he's like, what are you going to show next? I'm like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So he hasn't practiced this, but this is what I would do with a new student. He would punch at me, and I'd be like, okay, you feel that, right? Yeah, he felt it, right? He feels it moving that way. Now what about that? What do you feel there? You felt the pull and punch, right? What if it feels that one? So there you go, rolling backwards. So that's how we can kind of start to build up sensitivity, and it's going to start to become a technique that you can really use when you do the training this way. I mean, you start to do it this way. And then you can take it a step further, and you can put gloves on and try to hit each other a little harder, or you can do it with focus mitts. So we can have where I punch and he's blocking, so you block here with, and then he has a focus mitt over there, and boom, I'm hitting the focus mitt to add some power. So there's a lot of things you can do to kind of build upon that, but basically that's defeating that lead obstruction. So again, defeating that lead obstruction, I'll punch at you now. Okay, he's going that way, right? There we go, it's that easy, right? All right.